Hi, Dr. Karen Can here with another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. It's a little windy today, so hopefully you won't hear too much wind noise, but it's beautiful. And last week I talked about the self-love theme and love in general, breaking open our hearts sometimes so we can really feel and connect with each other and amplifying that love. And this week it's still about love, but a little bit different. The theme has been about discernment. So what is discernment? Well, a lot of people are having what I call symptoms of mass consciousness. So they're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, depressed, scared, discombobulated, brain foggy. And I know I am empathizing with mass consciousness if I start to feel kind of irritable, or if I start to be a little bit brain foggy and not knowing what I'm doing that day, because normally I'm pretty sharp. So you may actually have to figure out what your symptoms are if you're empathizing with mass consciousness and you're not actually just feeling your own stuff. So anytime you have a new symptom or a worsening old symptom, don't assume there's some imbalance in you. It may not be. It may be just these ascension events, which are becoming faster and faster. In fact, I think over the last 24 hours, we've had 4 as of this recording. With each event, we become more sensitive, more clairvoyant, more clairsentient, all the clairs, and we start feeling other people's stuff, and that is just what happens. So then you have to shore up your boundaries, learn to manage your newfound gifts so they don't overwhelm you. And so I've had, texts and calls from, patients and, people that I mentor, having some emergencies and, oh, I feel horrible and, oh, I've been crying all day or whatever. And really, most of it is that they're just feeling mass consciousness. And so one of the things you can do is as you feel mass consciousness, or you think you're feeling mass consciousness, you can go ahead and separate yourself. So for those of us that are responsible for empathizing with mass consciousness and doing something about it, not only 10% of people are responsible for it, so you're probably not one of them, but you never know. If you're an empath, you never know. So what you can do is once you feel, whatever it is you need to feel, you can go ahead and separate yourself. So you can put one hand over your heart, the other hand, actually I'm holding the selfie stick so I can't show you, but the other hand will be like this. And what you're going to do is just command, I now separate myself from mass consciousness. I no longer want to feel it. Thank you very much. So again, one hand on your heart, the other hand's going to go like this over top of you, and then just push it away and say, I now separate myself from mass consciousness. And then go ahead and ground your energies back down, and that should do it. So for those of us that are empathic and have a mission to heal Mother Earth, we might have another thing to do. So last week I talked about sending unconditional love. It's never wrong to do that, so you can go ahead and do that before you do your separation exercise. Now, the big news this week is that thanks to Dr. Dennis and the LifeWave radio show the week before, understanding that the middle triple burner is in the belly area. That's the area where we connect to Mother Earth and we ground the Ascension energies. All this time I've been integrating the Ascension energies and commanding every day to integrate the Ascension energies, both for me and for Mother Earth, because that is my job to help Mother Earth do that. It may not be yours, but it's mine. So I command that these be integrated immediately, and they are. And I normally feel better. But I was missing a component, and that component was grounding the Ascension energies. So there's integrating, and then there's grounding. So now what you want to do is every morning when you get up, just command that because you could just assume you've had an Ascension event within the last 24, 48 hours. Just command every morning, I now command that the Ascension be integrated and grounded in me 100% immediately with ease and grace. Thank you. So now I am responsible for grounding the Ascension energies of Mother Earth, so I will command this from Mother Earth as well. And I recently found out 2 days ago, I'm also responsible for grounding and integrating these energies for the whole galaxy. I know it sounds funny, but it's just my life. I'm a star child, so so I'm grounding the Ascension energies. And I got to tell you, when I get My symptoms tend to be like belly symptoms. So when I get a belly symptom, I just know, okay, I'm either, you know, another Ascension event happened, or somebody is not grounded in the Ascension, whether it be the galaxy, Mother Earth, or me. So then I go ahead and do that, and amazingly, you know, these belly symptoms kind of calm down. Now that, of course, has not prevented me from, you know, gaining a pound or two of fluid weight overnight when we've had 2 Ascension events overnight, and then I'll look on the scale and go, oh, there we go again, you know, another pound up. But then I'll release that. And so I haven't quite caught up for all the other, you know, times we've had the Ascension. So my belly still looks slightly pregnant, but oh well. At least it's comfortable, right? And amazingly, once I started grounding the Ascension, I was able to digest my food fully again. Hallelujah. Oh my gosh. For 3 weeks, I was like, you know, bloating and farty and you know, I was asking God, like, how come I'm only able to digest my food 77%? God's like, well, that's normal. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? You know, I had to kind of figure it out for myself. And sometimes the source wants me to do that, figure it out, you know, not just for myself, but for others. So go ahead and make sure you daily ground your Ascension and integrate it. And also, again, separate yourself from mass consciousness and the discernment. That's where the discernment comes in. So I downloaded into my Ascension 1 and 2 products that will be launching October 2nd on From Heartache to Joy, the ability to do that. So discernment, you're going to be able to discern my stuff, not my stuff. Okay. And that is very important, because so many people come into the office and they think it's their stuff. They're not doing well, and they're emotional, and they're discombobulated, and then when we test, it's like 85 or 95% mass consciousness stuff they're feeling. And then once we separate them, oh my gosh, they'll feel so much better. It's amazing. So don't assume every symptom is yours. You could just be feeling mass consciousness. It's part of the Ascension process. That's it. So a little thing about the clairvoyance and activation of your spiritual gifts. Now, what I've noticed, thanks to my own personal experience and listening to other people and other patients, is that sometimes you will get some interesting symptoms as your parts, these sense parts, get more activated. And so if your clairvoyance, your view, your vision is improving, you might temporarily get symptoms of red eyes, itchiness, almost like you have allergies, but for no reason, because normally you don't have allergies. For example, teariness, light sensitivity, you know, that happened to me in my story a couple weeks ago I was telling you about, and that's happened to a bunch of other people since. And when I check them, it's that their clairvoyance has been activated. They're increasing. So the body takes a little bit of time to kind of adjust to this new seeing. And for me, although I still do not see ghosts in their full form, you know, with my physical eyes, I have patients and friends that now do, that could not or did not before. Also, same thing with clairaudience. So if you start hearing, you know, start getting a little dizzy, or you start hearing like tones in your ear, and you think, go to the doctor says, well, there's nothing you can do, or you can take this drug. It could very well be that your clairaudience is also activating. Some of you will actually start sneezing or having a runny nose, and start smelling some weird smells. Sometimes you can actually smell entities. They'll sometimes smell putrid. Or they'll smell like cigarettes or alcohol, because if they're ghosts and they have those addictions, they will smell that way. And so each of these senses has sometimes some symptoms. The clairsensions, it could be anything. Pain is the common one. For me, it's belly issues. So it can be different things for different people. Headaches, another common one. Some of your spiritual senses are growing. So sometimes it's really hard to tell what is pathological and bad and what is just you know, dialing up your spiritual gifts. Now, if you have a lot of these symptoms and you test, or you think that it is your clairsentience or your clairvoyance increasing, what you can do to basically survive and be able to function in the day and see where you're going when you're driving is basically ask for your clairs to be turned down. So usually I have a scale of, you know, 1 to 5. So you can measure, you know, where is it out of 5, and if it's at a 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, whatever it is, ask for it to be turned down a couple notches. So if I'm at a 5 out of 5, clairsentience, when it comes to entities, and I get belly pain, I turn it back down to a 3, for example. So if you're teary, you can't see, you have light sensitivity, turn down your clairvoyance to about a 3. It'll eventually pop back up when you get used to things and you won't have those symptoms anymore. But these Claire dials, I call them, are actually embedded into my Ascension 2 product for you to be able to manipulate up or down these spiritual gifts. And we talked to Jenny No about this and the other people on the call a couple of 3 weeks ago, so you can check out that radio show. And speaking of radio shows, if you missed it, check out the radio show with Jason Alt of Clovis Nutrition. He and I talked a lot about paleo and why the paleo diet, for some people, they can't lose weight on it, what some of the issues are with that. So we had a really good discussion there. And I picked his brain, like I like to do with other experts on the whole paleo diet thing. So check out that. And what's very exciting for next week is a recorded interview with David Schmidt, the CEO of LifeWave. They are launching a new system called the WinFit system. It's a body shaping system using a patch technology. As many of you know, if you've read my book, Guide to Healing Chronic Pain, I'm a big fan of the LifeWave phototherapy patches, for pain detoxification, increasing energy without stimulation, increasing sleep, decreasing stress, appetite control, all these kinds of things. Well, David, of course, being an inventor, he invented a new one, and this one increases your ability to build muscle. And you know what? Muscle eats for energy, right? Yeah, so muscle can actually eat your fat for energy. So there's a whole system involved, and I can't wait to show this to you. And my husband actually had some great success over 30 days. We did his body composition before and after. So check out some of my blog posts with his pictures, half-naked pictures of my husband. You'll see that yeah, he looks pretty ripped. Now, he was ripped before when he did P90X and all these different amazing, 90-minute intense, bodybuilding kind of workouts. They were intense and they took a lot of time, and he did them for years. But then the last 6 or 8 months, he really hasn't been doing them, and he just didn't feel it like doing it. And I totally understand, because with the Ascension, you have to rest a lot. So he was actually getting a little bit of love handles. In fact, he didn't want pictures taken of him because he didn't look as good as he used to. So he likes wearing loose clothes. People couldn't tell, but he was getting these love handles, and definitely a 6-pack abs were kind of getting a little loosey-goosey. So when David Schmidt introduced this program, he offered for us to be, some trial members to be able to do this. And so James was able to, in 30 days, and we got body composition as proof for this with the nutritionist, he actually lost 3.5 pounds of fat and gained 3.5 pounds of muscle. For an athlete, that's actually pretty amazing in 30 days. And guess what? With minimal exercise compared to what he did. Like, we're talking, he looks like he's been doing P90X, but he hasn't. He's just doing his regular skateboarding, he's skating, but he's not doing that heavy workout where you get all that cut and big muscles. But yet, you look at his abs, oh my gosh, big, huge 6-pack muscles, and in fact, they're bigger now than they were when he was doing P90X. So this anabolic muscle building patch and the system is really working for him, and he's thrilled, I gotta tell you, because now he looks like he's been doing P90X without 90 minutes of work a day. So he's, I know the inventor David, actually, he increased 12 pounds of muscle, wrong way, 12 pounds of muscles of muscle, lost 8 pounds of fat in 7 weeks using this system, and he only exercised, get this, 10 minutes twice a week. Let me repeat that. 10 minutes twice a week. Yes. Okay. I like efficiency. Do you? Definitely. So you know what? If there's something out there that's going to get the body back into a metabolism that we had when we were younger, and not have to work so hard for it. So many of us are busy. I am definitely for it. So now that I can digest food better, I'm very, very looking forward to getting some results as well from the WinFit system and building some muscle, because that definitely is a difficult thing for me, building muscle. So I do need to eat more. But other than that, so check out that radio show. It's going to be September 19th. That's when the WinFit system actually launches. We have that recorded interview for you at 12 noon Eastern on September 19th. So I'm really looking forward to you know, showing that to you, and also check out my blog because I will be posting some, like I said, half naked pictures of my husband and his muscles. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I need to tell you. Oh yeah, so you know, aside from discernment, the next theme for the next few ascensions is really going to be your ability to self-heal. So you know what, take advantage of it. Go ahead and command those healings on yourself, and remember your daily work, you know, your daily grounding, your shielding, boundaries, especially checking your boundaries with mass consciousness if you have to, multiple times a day. And then grounding the ascension, integrating the ascension, asking for it to be done immediately. You know, you're almost all of you out there are Topocan, you know, healing energy attuned already. The more you use it, the more powerful you get. So I'm really looking forward to hearing about your results. Remember to subscribe on my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to talking to you next week. All right, have a wonderful week. Bye for now.